And just like that, we're live again. Guys, today, today's going to be the first of many videos to come, and they're called Hot Topic. That's right. What do we got here? We got some hot peppers. Some super hots, baby. Yeah. If you're watching the replay, do me a favor right now. Smash that thumbs up. Hit that like button, folks. Hot topic. What is it? Well, what it is where we bring up a hot topic and we burn. So this new series that I'm going to start, it's going to be random videos. Maybe we'll do one a month, maybe one a week. But me and my wife had a discussion last night. And so I figured, let's bring this to the public, the town square. So what we're going to do, hot topic, is we eat something spicy and we talk about a hot topic. Kind of a play on words. And you guys get to find out my opinion on things, and you get to find out some hard facts that you may not know. A lot of people don't. So I got some peppers here. I also got some mad masala. Yeah. It's made with yellow ghost peppers and yellow reapers. And yeah, I'm going to be putting it on some, I got some lamb vindaloo. I haven't tried this yet. I've tried some of the other ones from Trader Joe's, but this is lamb vindaloo over rice. Now this is more expensive than the chana masala and the paneer and the biryani, vegetable biryani and all that. This is more pricey. That's right. But all right, I'm trying to let's see if we get a couple people on. I know we got one person watching already. Do me a favor, smash that like button, leave a comment, whatever the case may be. I'm hoping that I set this to public. I don't know. I don't check. There we go. We got some folks on. Hot topic. They're jumping on. You're on the live. Smash that like button. Today, we're going to eat something spicy and we're going to talk about a hot topic. That's right. Kevin, what's good, brother? How you doing? Look at these peppers I got, bro. Ain't they beauties? Ain't they freaking beauties right there? We're going to eat some hot stuff. I got some mad masala right here. Let's start off with some masala on the rice. And we're going to talk about today's hot topic is this. Is Halloween a Christian holiday? That's the question. Is Halloween a Christian holiday? That is excellent. So, all right, we got some folks in the comments. There was a Celtic festival of Samhain. It's Samhain. A lot of people pronounce it like salmon. Hit that like button, folks. Thank you. In the 8th century, Pope Gregory II had moved the holiday, which is called All Saints' Day, to November 1st. It used to be in May before that. When he did that, that's when they came up with All Hallows Eve, which is now called Halloween. Now, the festival of Samhain was to celebrate the harvest. It was the day that they felt that the dead and the living were closest to each other. Okay. They thought we were closer to the realm of the dead on that day every year. So that's where a lot of the stuff they would light bonfires, do different things to keep evil spirits away. The Catholics come in. They said, well, we'll celebrate. This is the night before All Saints Day. We're going to call it All Hallows Eve. So let's get a bite of this pepper. And some lamb. How's that? That's really good. So now, the Catholics start doing different things. By the way, jack-o'-lantern came from, they used to put hot coals or light something on fire inside of turnips to ward off like evil spirits and stuff. Eventually, people started using pumpkins, which makes sense. Pumpkins are probably easier to hollow out. So we got some more folks in the chat. Of course, black cats. They believe that witches had I say this. Post that video. I need some subscribers. All press is good press, by the way. But all right, we got some more mad masala. This time we're gonna try it on the rice and the lamb. Wow, my mouth's burning pretty good. Anyway, cats, black cats, witches, all that kind of nonsense. That's where that all comes from. And so dressing up in the costumes, they believe that they would disguise themselves as the dead so that the dead wouldn't mess with them and the spirits wouldn't mess with them. Some kind of silly stuff like that. So anyways, I'm painting this picture is basically, Halloween comes from, its origins are from pagan holidays and rituals, but then the Catholic Church comes in and tries to Christianize it, and they basically take some of that pagan stuff, they keep some of it the same, some of it they change, and they throw in their own stuff with it. And so you got traditions of man, you got origins of pagan holidays, and then there's just kind of that mishmash of whatever they feel like throwing in there for whatever reason, okay? So and so when I say, so I made a post, by the way, happy Reformation Day, everybody. That's what today is. I made a post on Facebook, and I said, Halloween is as Christian a holiday as Christmas. It is. What do we got here in America? What are a lot of the churches doing right now? What are they doing tonight? Flamin' Jackson in the building. What are a lot of the churches? Stay on, Flamin' Jackson. Because here's a brother right here that knows. A lot of churches right now are doing trunk or treat, right? What is trunk or treat? Trunk or treat is Protestants taking something that's Catholic and trying to Christianize it, right? They're taking Halloween from the Catholics, Christianize it. The Catholics took Halloween from the Celtics, from the pagans, and tried to Christianize it. All right, so no matter how you look at it, it's all pagan traditions and holidays. Anyhow, Robert, you are right, man. Listen, and I'm gonna say something. This is what's funny. Is I see people, they make fun of the charismatics and stuff, and there's some I got some wacky like Pentecostal friends and different things that happen. But man, I'll say like this: the Catholics they got stuff. A lot of people, if you don't know, if you've never been to the Catholic Church, or you don't know the origins of stuff, you don't have a clue. Because a lot of the Catholics now are kind of, they just think. It's like you see the pictures of Rome now, the Vatican, and then you see like the Catholic Church and stuff. there's just so much. Just there's a lot of craziness in there, man. So, um, is Halloween as Christian a holiday? Is Christmas? That's just insane, right? Kind of. I mean, so Christmas is the same thing, where you had Saturnalia, um, Mithra, all this Roman gods and Roman festivals and stuff, and they came in and they made Christ Mass, right, where we celebrate Christ's birth on that. During that time, everybody knows that Christ wasn't born that time of year, um, based off of the Bible and all that stuff. That there's different things in there that you can figure out. He wasn't born that time of year, but the Catholics went with it. Eventually, Protestants got on board. They didn't in the beginning. They didn't in the beginning. Okay. In early America, Christmas was illegal, and the Protestants were against it. They were against it. They're like, no, we don't want this. They were having orgies in Rome, and there was children involved, all kinds of crazy stuff. Everybody getting wasted, drunk, and just doing stupid stuff. So the Puritans were against it. They were against it. They're like, we don't want nothing to do with this. This is a Catholic. Thank you, Flamin' Jackson. It was a big, huge ordeal. Now, I'm going to say this. I piss a lot of people off, I'm sorry, when I talk about this stuff. And the reason why is because there's usually people in the chat that celebrate some of these holidays. Me, in my house, we celebrate Thanksgiving, okay? And we celebrate Thanksgiving based off of the testimony and the story of Squanto. And if you guys don't know that story, it's a story of redemption, forgiveness, salvation, and just survival. Like, it's insane. It's insane. I'll tell that story on Thanksgiving. We will do a Thanksgiving special. I did one last year. We have so much to be thankful for. That's right, Jackson Collins is correct. Have you ever seen the Pope holding up the rock and roll devil horn fingers? No. I sure hope he does. The Pope is, he's anti-Christ. Like, you got people that say he is the anti-Christ. I don't know. You wouldn't know that until that time comes. I don't think he is the. Of course not. Because they said that about past popes and whatnot. But he is anti. The Pope is against Christ. He's against the gospel. That the teachings of the Catholic Church. That's right. The teachings of the Catholic Church go against the Bible, and that is why today we celebrate Reformation Day. Now, I'm not a Lutheran by any means, and I disagree with some of the stuff that Martin Luther believed. But for those that don't know, today is a day that a lot of Protestants rejoice in the Protestant Reformation. That was the day. So 505, I think it was 504, 505 years ago today, Martin Luther, he nailed the 95 Thesis to the church door in Wittenberg in Germany. And what he did was he was 95 indictments against the Catholic Church, mostly about indulgences. The Catholic Church was raising money to build St. Peter's and whatever else lavish lifestyle they wanted. They were going around to people and selling indulgences, right? What were indulgences? Indulgences were this piece of paper but they would write down that if you paid them this much money, they would pray for your dead relatives to be released from purgatory. All this stuff, it's completely unbiblical. And Martin Luther was a monk, and he could read the Bible, and he would see that this stuff, none of this stuff was in the Bible. None of it. Praying to the saints, like this, all of this stuff, it just wasn't there. So where did the Catholic Church come up with this? Well, over a century or more, a century and a half. I'm sorry, not over a century, over 1,000 years. It just kept adding and adding and adding, and they were adding and adding more stuff, and it was just getting more ridiculous by the day. So Martin Luther challenged them, and they wanted him dead, and they wanted him to recant his statements. He had went through a trial. He got kidnapped and by friends, and they had put him up in a castle for I think a year so he could write and translate. After that, that's when all hell broke loose. The Protestant Reformation. Um, it was illegal to have a Bible. That's why they didn't want the Bible translated into German and into English and French and all that, because they didn't want the common folk to be able to read it, because then they would see that the Catholic Church has been lying to them for so long. The Catholic priests back then would do these masses in Latin, and they would read Adonai, and then they would say what that meant. They're not reading the whole scripts. They're taking what they want to read out of it. And so Martin Luther went at them, and that was the start of it all. There was people before him that Wycliffe, and there was different people, but then the Bible started getting translated into the languages, and people started, there was a lot of bloodshed, man. A lot of people, if they were caught with English translation, even one page of scripture written in English, they'd be killed by the Catholic Church. So it's just craziness. So today, it's Reformation Day in the Protestant circle. But when you ask, is Halloween a Christian holiday? No, just like Christmas isn't. It's a Catholic holiday. Um, you see I got a lot of Christian friends that would absolutely have nothing to do with Halloween. They'll celebrate Christmas to the fullest. Some even with Santa Claus and, you know, putting reindeers out in their yard. And I mean, but, you know, it's all man-made holidays, and they just christen them, right? So it's crazy, yeah. That's right. Yeah, no problem, Flamin' Jackson. Yeah, man. I love this stuff. I love when I learn it more than anything. I didn't know the origins of Christmas. Thanksgiving I knew a little bit when I was young, but to look back and see, like, learn all this stuff, like the true origins. Thanksgiving, that's why it's my favorite holiday. It's a story of Squanto. Here's somebody that was kidnapped, taken overseas to Spain, and then he got to Europe, I think England or France, comes back here and saves the lives of the same people that kidnapped him. You don't get, crazy stories and stuff. You look into that story of Squanto. It's just great. It's just excellent how he saved those people's lives, and they all broke bread together and everything. Now, through any of that stuff, there was a lot of atrocities, a lot of bloodshed, no doubt. But still a moving story. I love it. When you look at it, you're like, most people wouldn't consider Thanksgiving a Christian holiday. but they would consider Easter and Christmas, and some people Halloween a Christian holiday. So it's just crazy. It's crazy. And Thanksgiving is truly the most Christian as far as it has its origins. In Christianity, at a Christian event with Christians from different backgrounds, different races. So that's right. Flamin' Jackson is correct. So it's just crazy. But I figured it is a hot topic. I'm burning pretty good right now. That the pepper plus the sauce. Mm, mm, mm. That's just so good. Um, the two of them together just making a nice burn right now. By the way, anybody that watched the Wingstop video, I still had 2 or 3 wings left when I ended the video because I just got talking and eating other stuff. I ate them afterwards, and I got a nice burn going. So I think I downplayed the heat a little bit. I had peppers with me, and I was eating them on the sandwich, and I thought the majority of heat was coming from them. Nah, so they were hot. We weren't burning your face off hot, but they are really good. So I wanted to clarify that. The Atomic Wings from Wingstop, they were excellent. I love the flavor. They were cooked perfectly, and they did have good heat to them. It just must have been ghost pepper or something, because it was at first it was not much. Then it builded and builded. Then once I got to the end and I ate like 3 wings back to back, it kicked in real nice. And I got out to my car and I was like, woo, yeah. So I drove home with a nice little burn going. But this pepper is hot right now. Man. I don't know what it is. Sometimes those late season pods just burn you. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but I did a video this morning. I'm just driving to work. It got 1.2 thousand views. I have 40 people, 35 people watching at a time. I don't know if it's the time of day or if it's just their ridiculous random algorithms. You know what I'm saying? B. Hendrix. Yeah, of course, man. We don't care about it one bit. It doesn't matter to us either way. You know what I'm saying? It's not a big deal. Um, I think that a lot of the I think that a lot of the churches do the trunk or treat thing to try to distract the kids um, away from trick or treating. That's what I mean. I've had people tell me that. So, uh, and so they do these trunk or treats and fall festivals and all kinds of stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, I know it's like I remember like when I was a teenager, like I worked in a factory and I was like, oh man, can't wait to get out and go to this like Halloween party and everybody's partying and stuff. It just like never, I don't know. I don't know. It's never that big of a deal, you know. Um, but it was fun as a kid, like going trick or treating and stuff, you know, get the outfits on and go. But yeah, yeah, it's not that big of a deal to us. But I just wanted to come on here and I want to talk about that. It's a lot of people don't know the origins of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I could come. I like to just talk about this stuff because a lot of get people mad at me that I called Halloween or insinuated it's a Christian holiday because I asked the question. I'll get people that get mad that you know that I called Christmas a pagan holiday, and you know all that stuff. I don't care. I just like to talk about things, and especially when I find something out, man. Sip Chomper in the building. I like to talk about things and kind of especially I like to learn new things, especially when it's something I didn't know. I'm like, what? I'm like, I never knew that. I didn't have a clue that was how, things happened or how this went down or that went down. And yeah. So by the way, yeah, we had a half a pepper, which rocked me. My lips are still burning. And this is excellent, man. The meat was perfect and tender and good, and it was very. It wasn't even gamey. Like I don't know. Lamb's not gamey, but it has its own flavor. This just tasted like beef. Really, really good. Of course, these are more expensive. They have ones like this, the meals, the vegan ones that are like $2.99, $3.99. Then that one I think was like $5.99, so $6, but well worth it. Well worth it, man. Well worth it. That right there is more healthy than going out and getting fast food, and it tasted better. So I'm sold on that, man. I'm sold on that, and I'm glad I had this. This masala sauce is Middle Eastern. That just went really good on it. So yeah,
I gotta go get some food.
Go ahead. I'm get off here. You're good. Um, but yeah, I'm about to get back on the. Who's that? Damon Jackson. All right, Flamin' Jackson's gonna do a Mad Mass chug. Heck yeah. Yeah, and I'm not that great, Hendrix. I'm not that great of a storyteller, but I like to talk about stuff, man. I like that. I really like to just get. I like to be challenged on things. I mean, the internet has. I've learned a lot from it. Of course, it dumbs you down in one sense, but in another sense, is you learn a lot, right? And I was like, I'm telling you right now, when I didn't know anything about like the origins of holidays or church history. I didn't know none of that stuff. And I met my wife, and she told me when we got married and we lived down at the coast, and she said I don't celebrate Christmas. She didn't have a problem with Halloween. She didn't have a problem with Thanksgiving. Her parents came down. We all had Thanksgiving together. Christmas time, she's like, I don't really do it. I can take it or leave it, but I don't really like it. If you're gonna get me anything, get me food. Like so, we got each other like food baskets and stuff. Why have stuff that you don't need, and it's just materialistic garbage. So I made her a nice little basket, and then I cooked for her, and then we walked to the movie theater. It was so nice out, Christmas Day, man. It was like 72 degrees, and we walked to the movie theater, uh, which wasn't far from us, but we walked there and we went and seen a Star Wars movie, and so we did that, and then she just kind of told me she doesn't really do Christmas, and me, I'll be honest, I had some bad experiences with Christmas leading up to me and my wife meeting. I mean, I spent 4 or 5 Christmases on drugs and in the streets up in New York before I came down here, um, and very tough times. And then, yeah, like my first year down here, I just spent Christmas alone in a hotel, chilling, just relaxing. They had an indoor pool, so I went swimming and stuff, um, and then the next year, my oldest daughter came down. She lived with me, and I went nuts, like buying her all this stuff. And she asked for this, that. I bought it, and then day before Christmas, she's like, "I don't want that," and no more. And I'm like, "It's already wrapped up." And then she just, I don't know. She was very unappreciative, and she was, um, just it was terrible. It was terrible. So I was like, yeah, well, I won't get you nothing next year. I said, so I'm done with it. And so it was like there's this bad taste in my mouth. Um, there's just this bad taste in my mouth for Christmas when I met my wife and she doesn't celebrate it. So it wasn't hard for me to give it up, you know. Um, and so I don't care about it either way. I'm not one of these like overly dogmatic people that are like, it's a pagan holiday, you're going to hell, you know. I'm not like that, man. I grew up doing it. It was fun when I was a kid, and when I got older, it wasn't fun anymore. But you know, as a kid, it was fun. We had time off from school. You know, it's snowy out in New York, and we'd always get some kind of sled or ATVs. I mean, all kinds of stuff. Go out and play in the snow, and tons of toys inside. It was fun, you know. It was fun. A lot of people still have fun with it, so I don't mind it either way. But I will argue the facts though. I will do that, and that you know where that holiday came from and how it's evolved and everything. Like I said, Christians did not celebrate Christmas. It was illegal at one point, but then after that, even after that, the Protestants didn't celebrate it. It was Catholics. Catholics celebrated Christ Mass, and then it turned into what it is today because of Macy's and people, stores, retailers. They want your money, you know. So what do? Come up with all this marketing and all this other stuff, and so Halloween, is it a Christian holiday? No. Does it have Catholic origins? Of course it does. I don't even know. Here's what's weird. There's one thing I don't know. There's one thing that I don't know. Because I haven't been. I was in the Catholic Church when I was a kid, and I don't remember if, but I don't see anything like. What do the Catholics do now with Halloween? It's their holiday. Do they celebrate it, or no? Like I don't understand. All right, Sip Chomper. Thank you, man. Yeah. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of people on the bonnets, the bonnets, a lot of locals. I was when they tried it, they absolutely loved it and stuff. Casually Roasting just ordered the two Scotch bonnet bottles and the Mad Mash and stuff. But yeah, I absolutely love it, man. I love that sauce. I do got some more peppers frozen. I have some of the sauce made. That one's probably going to be the first one. If I ever run out, it's going to be that one. But that's why I didn't make that one a League of Fire challenge. I knew I was like, no. I said we'll do the Verde and then we'll do the Mad Mash. All right, guys. Thank you for having lunch with Bull Cow. Hot topic. We're gonna do more of these, man. So stay tuned, Uncle Bull.